Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. How about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? We got Bucket Hat Steve here in the building because we fired up. Victory Monday, 56-14 victory over the Washington football team. And you know what? I don't give a damn about records and opponent, division champs. That's what, your first kind of checkpoint or goal coming into a season. Cowboys actually achieved that before the game was even played. And then securing that, getting the sweep over Washington, dominant victory, as dominant as you possibly can be at home against a scrub team, a team you should have dominated a few weeks back at FedEx Field. We let them, we let them hang around. We let them talk their trash about we want Dallas and all that nonsense. And then, we had to stomp out the bugs when they got to Arlington, Texas. So we're going to get into breaking down the game and everything. First and foremost, hit that subscribe button. Support the channel, support the movement. We're trying to get to 12,000 subscribers as fast as possible. We're trying to grow this platform. So show us some love. Got Bucket Hat Steve here. Just for that alone, hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell as well for all the latest updates on the channel when we go live, when I premiere a video, just everything going on the channel. Really, really appreciate it. The other thing is, thank you to our sponsor, BUSR, busr.com/fanatic. We got the holiday promos going on, still running right now as of this week. There is another promo coming for new busr.com/fanatic folks that's going to run the 28th through the 31st. But when you go on busr.com/fanatic, that's what our site looks like right now. As you can see, the 150% free play that is going on, that's what the holidays 21 code will get you. You can deposit, get up to $1,500 on your initial deposit of free play dollars. And guys, listen, right now on the site, we are doing a lot of player prop bets. Last night, I bet Amari Cooper 4.5 catches or more. He finishes with 7 catches, easy money. Dak Prescott, 2.5 touchdowns or more. We knew we're playing Washington again. Revenge game, getting the offense back on track. Those were easy bets for us to take advantage of last night. Cowboys -10, taking advantage of that. So, player bets, team bets, everything going on, prop builder as well. Take advantage on busr.com/fanatic. Let's get it. So, guys, you know what? There's so many places I can start with this. I actually want to start with Washington. And Washington games are always unique for me because I'm from the DMV area. I grew up in Maryland. That's what I consider home, always will. I got a 301 area code for my phone number, so you know what's up. And I've watched this Washington franchise, this putrid franchise. I'm not even saying that, as a Cowboys fan. I'm saying that from what I've seen and the good people that are fans of this organization that continue to give this organization dollars each and every year, and the embarrassment and the horrendous product that they continue to put on the field, and how they continue to embarrass themselves off the field. It's one thing to lose a football game. It's another thing to get embarrassed. And it's another thing to just make a complete ass of yourself on national TV. They checked all of those boxes. Look, I've said this before, and I said this living there. They are the worst professional sports franchise out there running. And it stems from their owner, Daniel Snyder. Look no further than everything that's going on off the field with them, emails, cheerleaders, you name it. People right now are talking about the benches and them, doing the copycat thing from Jerry Jones. Why is the bench thing an issue? Because Jerry Jones had to get benches there because the Eagles are having problems, there when they were playing, or not the Eagles, a different team that was playing there before we got there. And, you got sewage pipes busting at FedEx Field, all sorts of nonsense going on. So Jerry Jones, just saying, hey, I don't want that to be an issue, goes out and, is the innovator that he is. And now Daniel Snyder's copycatting, doing the same thing, flying benches all around. The benches story has no it doesn't have anything to do with the outcome of the game. The benches story is them embarrassing themselves, them giving us crap about having benches, and then all of a sudden doing the exact same thing when they go to Philadelphia and play at the Link, and then coming to Arlington for no reason. But it goes further than that, because the Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne issue or fight or fisticuffs, whatever, on the sideline, that is just a problem. It's a symptom of something that has been greater in this organization. It's their culture. And they're trying to get around in so many areas. You see their team president, Jason Wright, who I like, the brother, sharp brother from Northwestern, seems to have a good head on his shoulders, first black team president. We with it. However, he tweets out on Christmas Day a very graphic tweet of got Frosty a snowman pissing on the Cowboys star and the helmet and all this type of stuff. You bring that energy, you get what comes to you. That's your team president tweeting stuff like that. Just classless. And it's just indicative of the organization. And when you see, these guys, you talk about Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne, they come from Alabama. They come from a culture of winning. They come from national championships, Nick Saban. And they get here, and they're not the first ones to get to this team and have crap like this happen. This is what happens when anybody gets to Washington. Guys, I've seen it happen my entire life when I was living there. This is what they are. Jonathan Allen's up for Man of the Year. And you got, his buddy Deron Payne sticking his hand. It's because they're getting embarrassed. People don't even know how to handle themselves when they get over there. I don't know if it's witchcraft or what that's going on over there. Their name, it's always something with this horrendous franchise. They are the gun beneath the park bench, and I'm glad we kicked their ass last night. Forget football and everything else. Until Daniel Snyder sells this team, they will always be the team I want to blow out and embarrass. I'm glad the Cowboys were the ones that got to do that last night. And they just fall all over themselves. I don't normally talk like this on the channel, but that's how strongly I feel about how trash this franchise is. But anyway, 56-14 Cowboys. Let's talk about our team, because everybody's been, hounding, in the comments about the offense, Dak Prescott, Kellen Moore, can we get back on track and all those type of things. And we turn around. I have the question here about most embarrassing loss. This reminded me of when, Michael Vick on Monday night and Deshaun Jackson, they just lit up the at the time, the Washington Redskins. I think it was like 59-28 when they had Donovan McNabb. I think that was just a complete obliteration. And that's what we saw: our offense, our defense, our special teams, the entire Dallas Cowboys organization give out one of the grade A ass whippings we've ever seen. And this is what this offense needed. We'll start with the O, because as much as the defense has been balling over the now 4-game win streak, and as much as accolades and everything the defense is getting, we'll give them their flowers here in a second. The offense, everybody's been hounding me about the offense. Steve, why aren't you panicking more about this? How can we get back on track? What's wrong with Dak? What's wrong with Kellen? All this type of stuff. Look, you're not going to be stagnant. You're not, with the talent we have, with the quarterback we have, with the coaching we have. You're not going to be down for the rest of the season. There's going to be ebbs and flows, especially with all the COVID stuff that everybody has going on, the injuries, people working people back, getting things settled, getting Connor Williams back in there, finally getting Dak healthier and more comfortable. You see the result, right? And Washington defense was they don't have their best guys in there. We know that. We know they played on Tuesday. There is, what have you. But we've seen, it's the NFL, and I'm glad Chris Collinsworth made the point last night about any given Sunday with the amount of talent that's on every single NFL roster, because that's the way the league has been constructed. So no matter how bad a team may be record-wise or what have you, especially a divisional opponent, you still got to bring it. We've still seen Jacksonville be competitive. We've seen Jacksonville beat the Buffalo Bills, the same Buffalo Bills that many of the prognosticators in the media have in Super Bowl contention, rightfully so, after their dominating win over the New England Patriots. And yet Jacksonville, clearly is in the lead for the number 1 pick. And, gets. I think they got beat by the Jets yesterday. So these regardless of who you're playing, you want to see your team looking efficient and handling their business when they do play inferior opponents, looking like themselves, because that's a struggle we've seen offensively. And for Dak and this offense to come out 300 plus yards passing in the first half, 4 touchdown passes, ground game starting to come along and look like themselves again, like they did earlier in the season, where you really couldn't defend this offense. Whether you want to play the safeties back and try to prevent and do what Washington did early in the game, we can run the football, we can utilize our short passing game, we can utilize play action. And when you start to show more of that single high and really start to move guys up to prevent our run game, we can take advantage down the seams and start to throw the ball downfield. One of the biggest keys for me in this offense is tempo and chunk plays. I thought early Kellen Moore, Dak, Mike McCarthy did a very good job of weaving in tempo, having a sense of urgency at the line of scrimmage, and really just getting Dak in rhythm and letting this offense roll, especially after that early interception by Trayvon Diggs, where we were able to capitalize and get a touchdown. I thought that just getting them, like in basketball, seeing the ball go in makes a huge, huge difference, because from there, our offense turned into a juggernaut again. And that's what we've been known for coming into the season and early in the season. Still, most points scored in the league and what we've done. But one of the problems we've had is just getting on track. The 3 and outs, the penalties, the long drives, the lack of big plays. I think you need chunk plays. One of the things, and I think I said this last week, Terrell Davis hinted on it. When you're only relying on 15, 16 play drives to score, you introduce more error that comes in, more risk that comes in for a penalty or for somebody to screw up. You got to have those chunk plays weaved in there. I'm not saying you got to always have 60, 70-yard touchdowns, and we didn't have that. I mean, shout out to Malik Turner. He got a big one when he got in the game. But overall, you got to have those chunk plays in there to get you down the field and get yourself in the red zone without running too many plays to introduce error all the time. And so I thought Dallas did a good job of getting back to that. Dak also, I want to give him credit with weaving in his cadence. He was getting a lot of offsides penalties, a lot of free play opportunities to take those big shots, a la on Aaron Rodgers. You see him do that all the time with Devontae Adams. So as we get tuned up, Dak's legs, that's why we got the graphic of him here running, doing a better job utilizing his legs in the pocket. That's how we know, hey, Dak's getting healthier. Not just extending the play with his arm, saw a big play, big chunk play generated to Michael Gallup, but also moving the sticks with his legs. These teams are built right now to try to stop us down the field and try to stop us with our run game and some of the play action stuff we're doing to Dalton Schultz. But if you introduce just a semblance of a rushing element with the quarterback, this offense is literally unstoppable, in my opinion. So if he's able to do that just every now and again to move the chains, 4 carries, 21 yards, I don't think people will understand how big of a deal that is for the overall flow of our offensive unit. I mean, we got to the point where we started having big men touchdowns because, we feeling it now, right? And seeing our big boys party. Shout out to Terrence Steele. Shout out to Connor McGovern in there in the fullback package. It was just a great overall night seeing the boys have fun, kick Washington's ass, and send them back to Washington with the L, right? And so getting the big men involved, we had multiple thick sixes in this game. Terrence Steele, DeMarcus Lawrence. I mean, the party was going, and that energy flowed throughout this team. Complimentary football at its finest. This was a complimentary football clinic for the Dallas Cowboys. And look, I've heard people today already on TV saying, "Oh, this is a defensive football team, and the defense is carrying the offense." Great, if that's the case, and this is a defensive football team, which I have no problem with. This is the best defense I've seen in my adulthood as a Cowboys fan. Not even close at this point. Great, because if my offense is the icing on the cake or the person people getting carried along, and you're talking about Dak and Zeke and CD and Michael Gallup and Amari Cooper and Dalton Schultz and that offensive line, then we definitely should be thinking, we have as good a shot as anybody to get out of the NFC. No doubt about it. If that's the formula and that's the narrative people want to go with, and that's what wants to be pushed, and that's how we've played the last month over this 4-game win streak, I'm totally cool with that. No ego here, sir, in terms of that. So if we got it, look, this defense has been all world during this run. Trayvon gets attacked early. Trayvon now also, look, the pick is what it is. 11 picks on the year. He's all world. We know that. Micah Parsons, this is a Micah Parsons channel. We've pushed that all year for Defensive Player of the Year, not just DPOY for DPOY overall, but not just for Defensive Rookie of the Year. And what impressed me with Trayvon Diggs was, when he wasn't able to get a pick, how he played Terry McLaurin overall and really becoming more of a lockdown corner. Does he get beat? Yes. He's, that's part of the risk he takes and some of the things he does. I have no problem with it when you're getting that level of production from takeaways. It's funny how much better the corners in the secondary look, though, when you have a dominant front pass rush. This pass rush right now, in my opinion, I think it's the scariest pass rush in the NFL. Because now that Tank Lawrence is back, and Osa came back yesterday too as well, I mean, their rotation is nuts. Even guys like Dorrance Armstrong, and Watkins, and some of these other folks up front. But when your lead guys are DeMarcus Lawrence, Randy Gregory, who's being shot out of a cannon seemingly every time on the other side, and then I'm spinning down Micah Parsons, who has 13 sacks and a part-time pass rushing role. Listen to what I'm saying, people. This is a dominant group. And I'm saying that to say this. These corners look different when you have that type of pass rush up front. These look at Boss Man Fat yesterday. Kelvin Joseph was tremendous on the other side. Get well soon, Jordan Lewis, but the versatility to now spin Anthony Brown down to the nickel. Anthony Brown, who has nickel experience, we know that just his previous years, he was fine in the nickel, but he looks fine because we have a pass rush. Boss Man Fat can play confident and play physical because we have a pass rush. Trayvon Diggs can take risks because we have a pass rush. The safeties are good. J-Ron Curse playing well. Kazee, Malik Hooker. Got good linebacker play with Keanu Neal and Van Der Esch. And this is a very, very good defense because it's led by the elite talent up front that make it easier for everybody else to ball. Shout out to special teams too, and Coach Bones over there, Bones Fossil, making it happen. I mean, this is complimentary football at its finest. But these turnovers and everything else, it starts up front. It starts in the trenches. No doubt about it. DeMarcus Lawrence has come back with to me, he's always been balling and playing. Lee, and I know the sacks haven't been there the last couple of years, but that's because of what's been around him. But when you surround him with guys that are hungry wolves and he's getting these opportunities, now you get to see the elite player he is from a productivity in the flash plays. That pick six that he had yesterday was one of the most athletic plays you'll ever see from a defensive lineman, ever. The hands, the hand-eye coordination, hurling over people, tightrope in the sideline, the closing speed to finish the play. I mean, this is unreal what we're seeing from this group. At this point, whether we get the number one seed or not, I just want guys to stay healthy and let's continue the party going into the playoffs. I mean, big game against Arizona next week, no doubt. But I mean, this group is unbelievable. And we're in rant period right now. We're in rant period right now because as we look to see how the NFC is unfolding, we're tied with the Rams, Buccaneers. Everybody's kind of sitting right there. And we know, we obviously don't have the tiebreaker with the Buccaneers, but with the three-way, we still get to hold on to that 2 spot as long as the Rams keep winning. And the Cowboys, when you play like this and you watch the rest of the league and how people are struggling with various areas of their team, if the offense is going to play like that and the defense keeps it rolling, we're the most complete product that is out there right now. That's just facts, going off of what we're seeing right now. Now we have an opportunity to prove that big time because everybody now, people like to switch up narratives and say, oh, what are the Cowboys doing against a winning record and all this type of stuff. Look, the Cowboys are 9-1 in the conference. I don't know what else you want us to do with that. 9-1 in the conference. And we got Arizona coming to town next week. I know people are going to throw out the Kyler Murray's never lost at AT&T Stadium. And he's been, obviously one of the all-time great high school football players in the state of Texas. So excited to see that matchup. But he's going to have a difficult time navigating this pass rush, the way these guys are coming and the speed and the manner in which they play. I know how fast and special Kyler Murray is, but, we've seen them struggle and they're taking L's with missing DeAndre Hopkins and some of the challenges they've had. No James Conner last week. I'm really, really curious to see how they navigate our defense. So I also want to end the video here because like I said, timing's everything. Ramping into January, it's all about who's playing their best ball. That's why I was saying, even though the offense is struggling, we have to give credit to this guy, and he deserves credit. Okay, we got to give credit to Mike McCarthy. And I know people I feel like a lot of Cowboys fans take Mike McCarthy for granted because they get frustrated with his clock management or, his sometimes lack of, fiery personality on the sideline or anything like that. And sometimes even comparing him to Jason Garrett. But we forget that this man is a Super Bowl winning head coach. And I hate the fact that people just dismiss that with, well, he had Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers has one suit, as special as Aaron Rodgers is an all-time great. I mean, how many coaches are winning a Super Bowl without an elite quarterback? I mean, that's like saying Bill Belichick. Like, then how many people's rings even count? Whether it's Bill Walsh or Bill Belichick, any of these coaches, right? So Mike McCarthy is a Super Bowl winning head coach. He had his troubles in Green Bay at the end. Things got caught up. We were frustrated with him in year one for the Mike Nolan hire and, some of the things that may have been able to be done better last year. But we also had our quarterback go down and COVID with a new staff. This year was really kind of year one for him in a lot of ways, especially with Dan Quinn. And to me, he deserves his flowers and his credit. This team is ready to play every single week. I mean, there's really one, I would say, outside of the Denver game. And if you really think about it, Denver is what? 7-7, 7-8 before that Raiders game yesterday. The Raiders, they played each other. So they're right there around that 500 mark. Those are our two worst losses. The other two losses were the two teams that were in Super Bowl last year that are double-digit win teams this year in Kansas City and Tampa Bay. Those are our losses. We found a way to victory in every other game this season. And Mike McCarthy deserves credit with that, navigating all of these things, regardless of how you feel about his clock management issues at time. I just constantly hear people say, well, if Dan Quinn gets this opportunity, should we make Dan Quinn the head coach and get rid of Mike McCarthy? Or if Kellen Moore gets this opportunity, should we get rid of Mike McCarthy and make him the head coach? There's certain things. There's reasons why all three units are playing well. And the credit should roll up top to the head man, in my opinion, and that's Mike McCarthy. If your special teams is good, your defense is good, and your offense is good, why isn't the head coach getting more credit? He's on a mission right now to do something that's never been done in NFL history. And that's a head coach winning a Super Bowl with two different teams. So put some respect on Mike McCarthy's name and what he's done. This team is ready to play each and every week. Whether you agree with some of the things that are happening in game or not, the team is ready to play. The team clearly, when you watch the stuff, all the mic'd up stuff, the hard knocks, the content that DallasCowboys.com puts out, this team plays for Coach McCarthy. There is no question about that. Put some respect on Mike McCarthy's name. Buckethead Steve is done good to go. We fired him today, 56-14. Bump Washington, that putrid franchise. Shout out to the Cowboys for getting it done. And, I'm just excited for this stretch run and getting into January and proving the haters wrong and keeping the good energy going, the good vibes that we have here. This team looks special, all three levels, and we'll see where it takes us. It's been a crazy NFL season. We talk about week to week league. It's day to day at this point. So, just be thankful for the wins. That's what I'm saying. Celebrate the wins. Now 11-4 on the season, 9-1 in the NFC, fighting for that number one spot. You can get your bets in right now today with our sponsor. Shout out to our sponsor, BUSR, busr.com/Fanatic, the official sportsbook, the official betting partner of Fanatic. Perspective. Take advantage of the holidays. 21 promo code, free play matching up to $1,500, 100% free play on your initial deposit. Get it in right now. We got more promos coming, y'all. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. So thankful for everybody that supports this channel. Thank you, guys. Be back with more. Peace.